Morning, welcome to Viking Preparedness. I'm Pastor Joe Fox. What? 2 videos in one day? Are you kidding me? Yeah, because Wednesday's video, whenever the 15th was, I think it was Wednesday, never loaded. I couldn't get it to load. I shot it on my other phone, and it's still sitting there on the phone. So it probably won't get loaded, if it ever does, until much later when I leave here and go to a place with better cell phone reception. So, a couple terms come to mind that I'm learning, and it just kind of have spin-offs on it on my head to share with you, and concepts. So this is kind of like bird walking, except I'm not walking, because I found that when I walk, the camera bounces too much. First thing is this: Sister Kate was recommended by somebody to get a particular rope light, little LED rope light. I think it's 40 or 50 feet long, and we finally, we got it a while ago, but we let all our mail sit for a while before we touch it, and we opened it and plugged it in last night. Oh my goodness. We'll do the official reveal probably on our next live stream, whenever that is. It lit up the whole room. It was amazing. Heretofore, we have power. But for those of you who don't know, we started this journey in a janky trailer that had no power for 2.5 years, living in it, off-grid. Our water would freeze in the wintertime in the trailer in which we were sleeping. And we got harder. We got tougher, and we cared less about things like electricity. That's not exactly true. But lighting, I have the ability to light my house. I've had it forever. We've been in it now for a few years, and we just never got around to lighting it. We just wear headlamps, rechargeable headlamps at night. It lights what we're doing, and we're good with that. And when people come over at night and we arrange the lawn chairs in what's going to be the living room, we just light oil lamps, and it's good. But we lit this rope light up last night. Man, we're probably going to buy 2 more. Put one in the kitchen and one in our bedroom, and we won't run them all at the same time, but when we need to, we'll turn it on and we'll have light. What a concept at night. But the point for you is not, what's that rope light? Pastor Joe, I need to get one of those too. The point is, you don't need electric light. Ooh. You really don't. I'm living proof. You don't need it, to light up the whole house. Yeah, clearly we wear the headlamp, so we need to see things when it's dark. But the rest of it, I think the more comfortable people get with the idea, what is it, James Townsend and Son, JAS, the old abbreviation, Townsend and Sons. I'm not subscribed anymore, but that concept of if you can be comfortable living in an 1800s lifestyle, everything else is gravy, man. So that's just a thought. We really like the light, though. And today, I'm going to try and put it up nicely in the living room. Although if I do that, Sister Kate won't be able to use it in the kitchen. But then again, on the other hand. So there's that. That's one. Number 2, my father grew up in the era, 60s. Well, not grow up, young adult. 60s, 70s, and then 80s, not so young anymore. Adult, working for the government in the foreign service. And that generation and that job, they do a lot of drinking and partying. And I'm not talking like sitting on the porch with a bottle of Jack drinking. I'm talking, cocktails and cocktail parties and, James Bond, shaken not stirred, that kind of stuff. And he still has cocktail hour every day. Wherever he is, there's cocktail hour at the end of the day. And they make it kind of a thing. Right? Again, it's not just sitting on the porch with a bottle of Jack. It's mildly fancy depending on where they are. Example, when he goes hunting He goes up into the Cascade Mountains, sets his camper trailer up on the side of some mountain road, and goes hunting all day long. But most days, almost every day, he hikes his way back to his camper where he sleeps and heats up some dinner after dark. But when he gets back, he's got an awning, he's probably got some rope lights, and he has cocktail hour, and other people that are up there in the mountain come and join him. And it's just like, one or two drinks. Well, he's got a new phrase for the lockdown. He and his wife, my stepmother, they drink, what do they call it? Quarantinis. Instead of martinis, they drink quarantinis on their deck overlooking a beautiful river in Oregon. Every day at 4 or 5, something like that. Quarantinis. I've had one martini in my life. Hated it. That's why I've only had one. So that's a word. I think it's kind of cute. You've seen these words, right? Well, the whole purpose I started this video today was I was perusing the news, and I start out with the enemy, CNN, and I told my wife, this whole stimulus check thing, right? I honestly don't think I'm for it. Oh, I'm not turning my money back in, right? I'm not. But in the big picture, I kind of wonder where Rand Paul is at on this. I don't think we should be paying everybody $1,200 in the country, $500 per child kind of thing. Sister Kate said, it's our money anyway. I said, yeah, it's your and my money. We paid taxes for the last, since I've been 16, I've been paying taxes. But there's a lot of people out there who don't. So they're getting our money too. And so are they. And so are they. And so are they. And actually the first person I picked was somebody who lives near here who's very poor, who I know doesn't pay taxes because they're very poor. And I said, so-and-so didn't pay tax. And she said, well, I don't mind giving him money. I'd give him money anyway. I said, okay, well, the people in Detroit who have nice rims and big screen TVs, people who live out here in the Ozarks who are doing meth and getting their government cheese. All those ne'er-do-well people who are just getting the government money and aren't trying, they're getting $1,200. And I don't know that I'm for that. And I said, if this was Obama administration and he was giving everybody $1,200, you'd hear the liberals praising his forward thinking and progressiveness, and the Republicans would probably be going nuts. Right? This is crazy, blah, 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 blah. This is just wealth distribution, dun, 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 dun. They're all in it together, gang. And so I'm not sure where I'm at on it, but what I dislike intensely is dishonesty and disingenuousness and not being able to say, that's a pretty cool thing Obama did. Or if you're on the other side, that's a pretty cool thing Trump did. Why can't you just be real? Whether you like the person or not. An example, so everyone's getting their $1,200 checks, for the most part. So how does CNN lead with their story today? How will people spend their $1,200? No. $1,200 is a little bit, but it's making a difference in people's lives. Nope. Why your stimulus check is being held back. They got to make it a negative, right? It's just ridiculous. No, I didn't read the article. It's just like everything is negative, 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 negative. And again, if it was Obama doing it, or Hillary or whatever, they'd be like, oh, this is wonderful. How about just be honest? No. So I continue scrolling down, and there's a new term. Remember the quarantini? They call it quaranteaming. And they act like it's a new concept. We've been ahead of this curve for a while too, quarantining. But I thought, it might be a way for us to reach other people with the concept of bug out locations. Here's what quarantining is. People in some places are quarantined. They're not allowed to go out and about. They're not allowed to be with other people. No gatherings, blah, blah, blah. And so good friends have just decided to move in together. This couple, that couple, that couple, they all move into the biggest apartment of the three of them so that they can hang out together during the day and get that social interaction. And the article goes on to say correctly that we are social creatures and we're meant to be around other people, and now that we can't, and again, I just scanned it. But quarantining is what they call it. So coming together with your Pizos in one location, I don't think they got into the security implications of it. Mo better, right? I don't think they got into the, if somebody falls down and goes boom, we have more people to help deal with that situation. You know, they didn't get into the preparedness aspects of it. They just kept it light, man. You know, skinny jeans and well-trimmed beards. But quarantining. Many of us are quarantining. I know many of you are quarantining. You got people staying with you, right? Good move. Good move. So as the culture, and again, this is U.S. culture. Those of you elsewhere, is it working where you are? I don't know. Maybe. I know in Italy they have big extended families anyway. But maybe you can use this to nudge people more in the direction of preparedness. Take their own terms and play with it, right? Whatever social media you're on or whatever. Get the conversation going, get people thinking about it. A lot of people are saying that we are going to be a different society coming out of this than we were going into it. If quarantining is a thing that continues, I say that's good. And again, you know, the Screechers and Antifas and all those people who we haven't heard a lot about lately, they're probably in many ways the antithesis of moi, of me, right? You know, we're not the same. We don't have the same politics, you know, dun, 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 dun. You know, they would hate me. I'm a meat eater. I served in the military, you know, dun, 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 dun. I'm all about establishing bridges. And even people like that, who they don't like me, and quite frankly, I don't really like them a whole lot, I want them to be prepared. I want them to be preppers. I want them to have a robust food supply and a plan and the ability to make it through the dark night. Why? Because every prepper out there is one less person you have to worry about. If they're well fed, they're not going to come for you. They're not going to be out there trying to kick down Grandma Moses's door and take her last can of beans if they have food. Unless they're truly evil, and then that's why you have a 12 gauge. Reducing the desperation level of people. I've said before, this is just a prelude, what's going on now. This thing, I believe, is going to amp up. And not COVID. I mean, more things are going to come. People are going to be going, I can't take it. The more people can get prepared, the better. The more prepared you can be, the better. The ability to take care of not only your selfish self, but others, to reach out and help others. It helps us all. And I know that sounds really lefty. Can't we all just get along? Let's sit around the fire and sing Kumbaya. But think about it. It helps us all. And so the ability that we can get people working to help themselves is good. Quarantining. All right, that's just a little article, a little video for y'all. I'm sorry about Wednesday. It's still loaded in my phone. I just can't get it up. That's why I went to this phone, because it has better upload capability with the sky. Whatever. I had somebody else on YouTube, my latest YouTube video. You're not off grid if you're on the internet. Okay, well then do that. I don't know if it's a man or a woman. Your ideas of off grid and mine are totally different. That's okay. It's okay. Go do yourself. Don't worry about what I call things. All right. Quarantining. Who would you quarantine with? I just talked the other day about taking care of loved ones, right? This is a good time to think about moving Ma into your house if that's what it takes to keep her okay. You know, times like this. It's not a good time for you 30-year-olds to move into Ma's house. That's not an excuse. You should have your own place. It should be your rules, your house. All right. I got stuff to do. I know you do too. I'll see you out there.